Hello students, in the last lecture we are discussing our topic of classification of elements and periodicity properties. In the last class we have discussed the how historical development of periodic table takes place. In that we have discussed up to the work of Dmitri Mendeleev. Later on, when noble gases are discovered, then these noble gases are placed at the right hand side of the Mendeleev periodic table. We know that in Mendeleev periodic table there are 8 groups and 7 periods. So noble gases when discovered, they are placed after the group number 8 towards the right hand side of Mendeleev periodic table, and it is labeled as group number 0. At the same time, another scientist, Henry Moseley, he was working on X-rays around 1913. So what he have done, the apparatus experimental setup, what he have done is that X-ray tube is taken. In these 2 electrodes are put up, cathode and anode, and these are connected to the high source of battery. When these electrons emitted out from the cathode, they strike the metal surface and X-ray beam is produced. And this X-ray beam is characteristic for every element. Means every element has a characteristic X-ray beam. And it is found that the under root of frequency nu of this X-ray beam is directly proportional to the atomic number, that is Z. So we can say that atomic number is the more fundamental property. For example, if we take the lithium or sodium metal ion, then the X-ray beam which is emitted out from here, it is found to be directly proportional to the atomic number of the atom of that metal ion, we can say. Similarly, if we change any other metal ion, then the frequency is also get changed. These are found to be directly proportional. Under root of frequency is directly found to be proportional to the atomic number. So we can say that atomic number is the property which is more fundamental for the element and not the atomic mass. The formulation of modern periodic law, which states that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. Means when we arrange the elements in order of their increasing atomic number, then the properties of elements are found to be repeated after a certain regular interval, which we called as periodicity, which we have seen already. Now but we can write the modern periodic law, which is very important. The physical and chemical properties of elements are found to be periodic function of atomic number. That is Z. So we will now study what is the theoretical basis of this modern periodic law. How we can say that physical and chemical properties are found to be directly proportional to atomic number on theoretical basis. So we will understand this as we all know the atom consists of 2 parts, nuclear part and extra nuclear part. In the extra nuclear part, what we have is the electrons which are revolving around this nucleus. And we know that the atomic weight of an element, it is due to number of protons and neutrons, as we have studied in the structure of atom in second unit. And atomic number, it is the number of electrons which are present in neutral atom, or we can say the number of protons. And when chemical properties we study of the elements, it is the result of interaction between atom and the electron. We all know the nucleus is deep seated inside the atom. It is shielded from the electrons, means electrons are acting as shielding. They are completely shielded the nucleus. So when chemical reaction takes place, the interaction will take place between these electrons and the chemical reagent. So we can say that it is the atomic number of the element which is the fundamental property, because atomic number depends upon number of electrons, and when chemical reaction is taking place, the interaction is taking place between the electrons and the reagent. So in this way we can prove that the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic number. Students, we will now discuss the periodic table which is modern. The periodic table keep on changing and over and time and again. The latest the periodic table which we will get is the long form of periodic table. Now I will suggest you to take your copies and draw this periodic table and learn it. So here what we will see the structure of periodic table. Here we have the 18 groups in modern periodic table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up 13 up to 18. These are the vertical columns and these are known as the groups. So there are total 18 groups in modern periodic table, and these horizontal rows, they are known as the periods, and these are 7 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 periods and 18 groups in modern periodic table. Now we will see how the elements are arranged in this periodic table. So first is the hydrogen, then lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. There is acronym to learn it, like Helena की रब से फरियाद, कि hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. Next we will fill the column number 2, that is group number 2. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. What is it? We can learn it by the acronym like beta, beryllium, manganese, magnesium, car, calcium, Ca, scooter, strontium, Sr, bar, Raji, Ba and Ra. These are the symbols which are written, and we will also know what is the full name of that element along with these acronyms. Then we will fill firstly the group number 13 onwards, then we will fill the group from group number 3 to 12. Now here is the first element is boron, then aluminium, gallium, indium and then is the thallium. Now the acronym for this is like bangan, aloo, gobi in thela. Bangan, aloo, gobi in thela. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Then is the group number 14. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. What is the acronym for this? The acronym for this can be made as per your convenience also, or we can say that it is the काशी गए संत प्रभु. काशी carbon, silicon, gaye, germanium, sant, prabhu. Tin and lead. Tin, it is starting from Ti and tin, but symbol it is Sn. This have to be remembered. Then group number 15. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, Sb, and then is the bismuth. Now the acronym for this can be made as Na Paas Sab Bagwas. Na Paas Sab Bagwas. Then is the group number 16, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. The acronym for this can be made as O style se tel polish. O style se tel polish. Then group number 17, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine, At, which is radioactive. So we can learn it as fluorine, chlorine. We can make the acronym like फिर कोल करने बाहर आई आंटी. फिर कोल करने बाहर आई आंटी. Then group number 18, which is the noble gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. He never arrives कर xenon radon. He never arrives कर xenon radon. Then we will fill the group number 3 entries: scandium, yttrium, lanthanum and actinium. Scooter Lao 1. Scooter Yama Lao 1. Then titanium, zirconium, hafnium. Titanium, zirconium, hafnium. Then group number 5 can fill as vanadium, niobium, tantalum. Group number 6 can be filled as chromium, molybdenum, tungsten. Group number 7 can be filled as manganese, technetium, rhenium. Group number 8 can be filled as iron, ruthenium, osmium. Group number 9 can be filled as cobalt, rhodium, iridium. Group number 10 can be filled as nickel, palladium, platinum. Group number 11 can be filled as copper, silver, gold. And group number 12 we have zinc, cadmium, mercury. We can make acronym for them according to our convenience, like Scooter Yama Lao 1, T जरा half K, T जरा half K. Vanadium, niobium, tantalum means we can make acronym according to your choice, or we can say for all of these further elements. We have to particularly remember these elements up to from hydrogen to the radon. These are the elements in the last period, 7th number period, in from actinium to up to further. We do not have any need to remember these elements. In period number 1 we have the elements 2, hydrogen and helium. In period number 2 we have the total 8 elements. In period number 3 we have 8 elements. Now from period number 4 and 5 we have 18 elements in total. And in in period 6th and 7th we have total 32 elements. Now here we are seeing only 18 elements. Then question comes, where does the remaining 14 elements gone? So here is the lanthanum having the atomic number 57 and actinium having atomic number 89. The remaining 14 elements in period number 6 and 7, they are basically appear in the last in a separate block in periodic table, which is drawn here. Here these are known as the lanthanides, the 14 elements here, and the 14 remaining elements here, they are known as actinides. Actinoids. Students, we will discuss how we can determine the atomic number of various elements which are present in our long form of periodic table. These are determined with the help of magic numbers. Now we will have to remember these magic numbers. For group number 1, that is for alkali metals, and group number 18, that is the noble gases. For these the magic numbers are 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. Means 2 times 8, then 2 times 18. For example, alkali metal hydrogen having atomic number 1. On adding 2, which is the first magic number, we will get the atomic number 3, which is corresponds to the lithium. Then we will add again 8 and we will get the atomic number equals to 11, which corresponds to the element sodium. Then magic number is again 8, so we will add 8 to this 11 and we will get the atomic number for potassium, which is 19. Then we will add 18 and we will get atomic number equals to 37, corresponding to the element rubidium. Then again we have added 18 magic number to this 37 and we will get atomic number equals to 55, corresponding to the element cesium. Then is the magic number last 32. On adding 32 to this 55, we will get atomic number equals to 87, corresponding to the element francium. Similarly for noble gases we can done, like for helium it is the atomic number 2. On adding 8 we will get atomic number 10, corresponding to neon. Then again 8 corresponding to the element argon, that is 20. Then again we will add 18, then 18, and then is the 32. Now for group number 2, that is for alkaline, here only one minor change is there. Here we will not have the element in period number 1, so the magic number of 2 it will vanish out. Only the magic number remains here is 8, 8, 18, 18 and 32. For group number 3 to 17, remaining these elements which are present in the period number 3 to 17, we have magic number 8, 18, 18 and 32. For example, boron having atomic number 5. On adding 8 we will get atomic number 13, corresponding to element aluminium. Then on adding 18 we will get the atomic number equals to 31, corresponding to the element gallium. Then again on adding 18 we will get the atomic number equals to 49, corresponding to this element indium. Then on adding 32 we will get the atomic number equals to 81, corresponding to the element thallium. And there are no particular magic number for the elements present in group number 3 to 12. Now we will study the division of elements which are present in periodic table into various blocks: S block, P block, D block and F block elements. Now this classification of elements into various blocks, it is based upon the orbital into which the last electron enters. Firstly we will deal with S block elements. S block elements are those in which the last electron enter into the s orbital of their respective shells. For example, lithium, it is having the electronic configuration 1s2 2s1 having atomic number 3. So here the last shell is second and orbital is s. Since it is the electron last which is entering into the s orbital, so this element is placed in s block category. So in all of these elements, when we can write down the electronic configuration, we will find all of them having the last electron entering into the s orbital. So all of them are classified into the s block element. These alkaline earth metal like beryllium, it is also having last electron in s orbital, and we will know that they in s subshell there is only one orbital called as s orbital, we can say is only one in number. So here we can which can accommodate the two electrons. So we can say that the number of groups which are present in s block category are two, group number 1 and group number 2, because s orbital has 2 electron accommodation capacity. Now general electronic configuration which we can write for s block element is ns122, where the number of electrons in s orbital can be 1 for alkali metals and 2 for the alkaline earth metals. It is the general electronic configuration ns122. These are representing the electrons which can be 1 or which can be 2. Now we have to remember some exceptional behavior here of the hydrogen, like its position is anomalous even in modern periodic table, because it is hydrogen having the outermost electronic configuration 1s1, so it property resemble to the alkali metals also, and on gaining one electron it can enter into the p block elements, and its properties become resembling to the halogen family. So its position always remain point of anomaly, means it can be placed either in s block or p block. Finally it is placed at the top of the periodic table. And similarly helium having the electronic configuration 1s2, so it should be placed in s block element, but its property resemble to the noble metals, means it is inert, found in nature, so it is placed in the period number 1 and group number 18 in the p block element category. So this exceptional behavior of hydrogen and helium we have to note it down. Then comes out to be the general characteristics of s block elements. General characteristics include, like all of these alkali metals or alkaline earth metal can lose 1 or 2 electron respectively to form +1 and +2 ions, like potassium plus ion, calcium 2 plus ion. So all of these elements having the low ionization enthalpy, which we will discuss in further lecture, the energy required to lose the electron, it is very low for these elements, and because of their high reactivity they are never found in pure form in the nature. Another point which we will say that their metallic character increases down the group, because down the group the tendency to lose the electron increases because the size of the atom is increasing, so the tendency to lose electron become increase, and as a result the metallic character increase. We know that metals are those which can lose the electrons easily. As it is increasing down the group tendency to lose electrons, so metallic character is increasing down the group. And then is the now we will come to our next, that is the p block elements, the elements in which last electron enters into the p orbital of their respective shell, that are known as the p block elements. P block elements include elements having the group number 13 to 18. Now we will come to their general electronic configuration, which is ns2 and p 1 to 6, where n can be from 2 to 6, because these are present in the period number 2 to 6. Now like boron, it is having atomic number 5, so its electronic configuration can be 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Similarly, carbon 1s2, 2s2, 2p2, then is the 2p3. For oxygen it is 2p4. For fluorine it becomes 2p5, and for neon it becomes 2p6. So we can say the general electronic configuration is ns2 and p1 to 6. Electrons in p subshell can be from 1 to 6. Now we will know that in p subshell there are 3 p orbitals, px, py, pz, which are degenerate, means all the 3 p orbitals having the same energy, and in one orbital we always know 2 electrons can be accommodated. So total of 6 electrons can be present. So we can say that there are 6 groups which are included in p block from group number 13 to 18. So next comes out to our mind what are the general properties of these p block elements. General properties include, like here also the p block elements mostly are the metals, but some groups, or we can say that some elements are exclusively non-metals are also. Here also we will study some metalloids or semi-metals are also present in group number 13 to 18. Now their metallic character also increases down the group because of the same reason as we have discussed in S block elements. The group number 13 to 18 elements, that is p block elements, they will form mainly covalent bonds in nature, while the elements of group number 1 and 2 they will form mostly ionic compounds or ionic bonds, we can say. Now if we will combine the S block and P block elements, then these are collectively called as representative or main group or normal elements. Now the group number 16 elements, they are called as chalcogens, that is the ore forming elements. Mostly the elements which are present in group number 16, they are involved in formation of ores like hematite, magnetite, having the formula Fe2O3, Fe3O4. So here oxygen is present, and these are the ores, hematite and magnetite. So these are mostly present in the ores, that is why group number 16 elements are called as chalcogens. Group number 17 elements are called as halogens, means salt producers. We all know the NaCl, which is the common salt. So these are salt forming. KBr, potassium bromide, it is also a salt. So these are known as the salt forming elements, that is the halogens. And group number 18 elements, we all know noble or inert gases, because they have completely filled outermost shell, that is NS2 and P6. They are highly stable, they are inert, they will not react with other elements present in the nature. Now we will come to our next category, which is the D block elements. The elements which are present in the group number 3 to 12. They are having general electronic configuration of n-1 D, 1 to 10, ns 0 to 2. The D block elements are those elements in which last electron enters into the penultimate shell, shell we can say. Now what is the here, S is the ultimate shell, that is the last shell in which the electron is not entering, but it is entering into the penultimate shell, that is the last but one. मतलब लास्ट से हम बैकवर्ड में आते हैं तो एक उससे पहले जो ऑर्बिटल है उसमें जब इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटर कर रहा है, दैट इज द डी ऑर्बिटल. नाउ वी विल नो दैट इन डी subshell there are 5 d orbitals which can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons each. So there are total 5 d orbitals, so they can accommodate total maximum 10 electrons. So we are having 10 groups in this D block elements from group number 3 to 12. Now we will discuss some of their general properties. Like these elements, they will form mostly having the variable oxidation state, and like scandium, it will show oxidation state of +2, +3. Titanium can show oxidation state of +3, +4. So these can show variable oxidation state, and most of the compounds formed by these elements, they are colored paramagnetic in nature, means having unpaired electrons. Another, we can say that they can form covalent compounds and ionic both, and these are mostly metals which are present in this d block elements. Another point which we will have to remember is that they are classified into 4 transition series. First transition series in the period number 4, which accommodates 10 elements from scandium to zinc. Another is the second transition series, which incorporates the 5th period, having 10 elements from yttrium to cadmium. Then is the third transition series in the period number 6, which accommodates the elements 10 again from lanthanum to mercury. Then is the fourth transition series present in 7th period, having the elements from actinium to UUB. And there are some other properties, like they will form the transition metals have the capability to form the alloys. Also transition metals mostly used as catalyst. For example, in class 11 we have seen in the hydrogenation reaction we will use the elements like platinum, palladium. D block elements, they are also called as transition elements, as they will show transition between metals and non-metals. The S block elements, they are mainly metals, while P block elements, they are mainly non-metals, while in D block elements they are showing transition from metal to the non-metals, means they are incorporated in between metals and non-metals in the periodic table. That's why they are called as transition elements. We can also understand transition elements in the terms that transition elements are those elements which have incompletely filled d subshell, means like scandium, it is having electronic configuration argon, means up to 18 electrons, then 4s2 3d1. In the d subshell we are having or d orbital we are having 1 electron, so it have incompletely filled d orbital. So these are called as transition element. But if we comes to the group number 12, having the element zinc, cadmium, mercury, here we have the completely filled d orbital 3d10 4s2 like in zinc. Here 4d10 5s2, and here 5d10 6s2. So what we have here, we have the completely filled d orbital, so we cannot say them as transition elements, because transition elements are those which have incompletely filled d orbital. So we can say that all transition elements are d block elements, but all d block elements are not transition elements. For example, zinc, cadmium, mercury, they are the d block elements, but they are not be called as transition elements because they do not have incompletely filled d orbital, but instead they have completely filled d orbital. Now here comes the last f block elements. Now f block elements are the elements in which last electron enters into one of the f orbitals of their respective and t penultimate shell, means last but two. They have general electronic configuration as n-2 f 0 to 14, n-1 d 0 to 1, and ns2. So what we can 0, sorry, here 0 to 2 electron can also comes. Second, so here this f orbital, it is the anti-penultimate shell, last but second. For example, if n is 6, then f value will be 4. So last electron will enter into this f orbital, which is anti-penultimate shell, last but second. Last is this, and then penultimate shell is D, and then anti-penultimate is the f, last से second. इसलिए इनको हमने क्या कहा कि जिसमें कि f ऑर्बिटल जो कि एंटी पेनल्टीमेट शेल है, अगर उसमें इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटर करेगा तो उन्हें हम क्या कहेंगे, f ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स. अब f ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स जो होते हैं वो दो कैटेगरीज में हम इनको डिवाइड कर सकते हैं या सीरीज में. एक को हम कहते हैं लेंथेनॉइड्स या लेंथेनाइड्स, और एक को हम कहते हैं एक्टिनाइड्स या एक्टिनॉइड्स. नाउ लेंथेनाइड्स में जो एलिमेंट्स होते हैं उनका जो होते हैं एटॉमिक नंबर 58 से लेके 71, मतलब यहाँ से 6th पीरियड से हमने उठाए हुए हैं. 57 के बाद 58 to 71. 58 होता है हमारे पास सीरियम और 71 होता है हमारे पास लुटिटियम, मींस सीरियम टू लुटिटियम. एंड एक्टिनॉइड्स या एक्टिनाइड्स जो होते हैं उसके अंदर हमारे पास जो होते हैं, जो 7th पीरियड के अंदर जो एलिमेंट्स होते हैं आफ्टर एक्टिनियम, मींस फ्रॉम थोरियम having atomic number 90 to lawrencium having atomic number 103. It will come under the series actinoids. Now most of the elements of actinoids, they are radioactive, and some of them are natural and some of them are artificially made through nuclear reactions. In this, the first three elements, that is thorium, uranium and protactinium, these are the naturally made radioactive elements, means they are found naturally in the nature as radioactive material, while the remaining 11 elements out of 14, the 3 are naturally occurring and the remaining 11 are the man-made, that is made through nuclear reactions. They are made as radioactive materials. These elements, since they occur after uranium, thorium, protactinium and uranium, they are naturally, and after uranium we are getting the elements of actinide series which are radioactive in nature. That's why, because they are occurring after uranium, that is atomic number 92, then these are called as transuranium elements, since they are following the uranium, means they are occurring after the uranium element. Now there are some general properties of these f block elements, like all of them are heavy metals, they are having high melting and boiling point, and these elements, they will mostly form covalent compounds. The compounds of these elements are generally colored, and they are having also unpaired electron and paramagnetic in nature. So this ends our all classification of elements into S block, P block, D block and F block elements. So this periodic table modern we have to remember very carefully, because it helps in our future in inorganic chemistry and it forms basis of the inorganic chemistry. Thank you very much.